Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring Edward Newgate. I'm very excited to start playing this leader again in OP05. Thankfully, he's unrestricted now. And what that means is we get our Nami back, we get the Dan, we get Marco, we get so many different lists that's going to be really ridiculously strong. Be it structure deck 10 Luffy as well. He has access to his Namis and all that sort of thing. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for this meta. Now, we do have a bunch of other new cards coming out, be it Sakazuki or Kainu, which might be the new boogeyman of this format. But with Whitebeard coming back, we'll see how things go. Our format is completely different than Japan's, again. So at the end of the day, we probably will see a lot more different results. Without further ado, let's dive into this list. Today we are looking at 14 2K counters, be it 4 Sanjis, 4 Brook, 4 Makinos, and then 2 Otama. I'm debating on taking out the Otama entirely and going a little bit more aggro, but for right now, this list has been performing quite well for me. Be it that with Nami's inclusion back into the deck, she allows you to be defensive and or offensive. Be it for defensive cards, you have access to Choppers, to Brook, your 2K Sanjis as well, and your Red Hawks. If you guys want to go for the offensive plays, you can get back your Sanjis, your Luffys, and your Frankies here and do just fine. On top of that, if you guys don't know about this Sanji, highly advise you to pick up Structure Deck 10. I think Sanji is going to make a very good showing in Whitebeard, be it that it's a rush card for a 6 cost, which is very strong. If your opponent has a 5k or more power on the field, this card gains rush, which is very good in this metagame. With that being said, we also keep up with 2 more aces and 3 Luffys. I want to be able to have multiple rush units in a game if possible, and being Whitebeard you should, considering we are running 12 to 14 2k counters, so we have access to the late game, and we have 4 guard points and 1 with 2 bad manners to make sure we have defensive prowess throughout the matches. On top of that, we have a little bit of spice, be it Fire Fist. This is a card in which I don't see a lot in Whitebeard lists, and I don't know why. I think it's pretty good, especially when you think about Marco. This card allows Marco to pop pretty much a lot of cards in the game right now. With Fire Fist and Marco, you're killing a lot of blockers in your opponent's side of the field. It allows Whitebeard to get through most cards in the game. And if not, you have access to Otama to minus them just a little bit more to remove them. And there's something else you guys are not considering. With Newgate, I do realize that we have to deal with Red Rock, but for those lists that when you don't play against blue, playing against yellow Big Mom and all that sort of thing, they can't remove this that easy. But this card can remove pretty much whatever they have on board. It's a 12k swing, and if your opponent has a card that's 3000 power or less, it instantly removes it, which is really nice. This card removes blockers as well when you couple it up with Fire Fist. It's pretty spicy, but other than that, we're going to dive into some games. I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Diving into some Whitebeard here. Maybe. Of course. Oh, awesome. Went to go look for another game. Love to see it. In any case, we're playing a brand new Whitebeard variant, OP05. I'm very excited. We've got a couple more days before Whitebeard comes alive again in locals and everything. It's going to bring so much more competition, especially a lot more spicy builds as well. But in any case, we're playing up against a Luffy here. And our hand is looking pretty good. 3 guard points, a 2k, and a Nami, in which we can go offensive or defensive in this scenario. Now, we'll tell you, I've learned that playing against Luffy here, you want to guard early. And I guard a lot when I play Whitebeard into this matchup. Because at the end of the day, Luffy does not play a lot of low-cost units other than, you know, Nami's and his ramp-up cards, or ramp-up Dawn. That's really about it. Late game becomes a lot of threats, and I feel like you need to make sure you protect yourself in the early game and whittle his hand and life down as quickly as you possibly can. I could be wrong, but that's been working for me. Either way, he got himself a Kong Gatling gun, unfortunately. So that will enable him to kill my Frankie here. And I think that's what I want him to do. Let's get an attack in first. Yeah, that kills 7k. Alright. So let's get an attack in first with Whitebeard. And then hopefully play down Frankie. If it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, I'm cool with it. because he'll use up his whole entire turn to get rid of it. And he just Red Hawked my Nami. That's fine. A little awkward. I don't know why he decided to play that. You know what I mean? Off trigger. Well, I mean, out of hand, sorry. Is he gonna do it? Nice. That actually fins well for us. That means he doesn't develop the board. He doesn't get ramp up. We can Marco the Nami. There's not many other targets we're hitting here, unless we get Fire Fist with Marco. So, I mean, that works out for us here. It's another Red Hawk. So now we are in a situation when we attack with either Marco or Whitebeard for the following turn, he's going to Red Hawk our Chopper. At least that's how it works in my head. It seems like the correct move, but we'll see what he wants to do. Okay, never mind. We'll just block here. Nice. So now his Red Hawk has a little bit less value. But it's okay. Take the 6. Can I get a card from hand, please? Alright, 2k. Can I get one more? Lovely. Minus that here. We'll just get another 7k in. So far, not bad. That sucks. I mean, the Fire Fist would have been nice in case we had to deal with like a Kaido or something else like of that nature. Or another Law. Or a Queen. We're going to protect this, actually. Because if I drop the Radical Beam and Brook, that's 8k, right? Quick math. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now what do you do? Speaking of Fire Fist. Let's get that 6 in here. Guard point, okay. Well, you do it again. I think he still has... Yeah, he does. Still has the Fire Fist, if I remember. Let's take his last life here with Luffy. Thank you, buddy. Well, that's perfect. Enemy draw into bad manners here. I think we protect the ace if we're going to be able to. I know that sounds crazy because he has minus 5k power, but we have a hand to do it. Hold on. Yeah, why not? Let's make him commit. Let's make him commit some stuff to this card. I'm not under any pressure. We have the Luffy still on board. Cool with that. Nice. So we can go 999 here. In case he does have like a bad manners. No, he still, I think he loses regardless. So Radical Beam here. Yeah, he loses here regardless. 2, 4, that's 10. And good game, good sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Game 2. This hand actually does look pretty good, not gonna lie to you. Debating though. I'd rather keep this one just so we do have a chopper. And most Law players that I've noticed, they just pop anything that they can. I've seen a lot of people play this deck and they play it incorrectly, or they just pop cards to try and hope they can get value in the early game. In the Whitebeard matchup, that's never what you really want to do, to be fair, because I'm a 6k body. It's a little bit harder for you to get up to that 6k when you have no Dawn. You know what I mean? We'll see how he plays this, though. Everybody's different. I do know that most laws like to take their life a little bit early, which is fine. Unfortunately, because I am Whitebeard, I am going to probably fall into law trap here. Yeah, alright. In a regular matchup, you know, if I didn't have to take my extra life there, I wouldn't have to pitch 2 cards. But what am I going to do? What are they? Okay. And there goes the chopper. What are you playing? Zoro, maybe? Okay. Beppo. Huh. 5, 6, 7. If he does attack with Beppo next turn, we can actually remove him with Ace. Or we can wait a turn and play Fire Fist Marco into it. Wow, he decided not to block. Alright. So we'll play down Chopper here as well. This will either force him to -3 to remove the Chopper again. But I don't think he's going to attack with the Law. I could be wrong. 6 here. Take that first hit. So that gave us another ace in which we can use for bad manners if need be. Debating on getting rid of the Sanji. I think it's probably better to get rid of the Makino. We'll see. That could have been a huge misplay here. Okay. Gonna attack or what? Are you feeling it? There he goes. Okay. What is bad manners here? Now we can remove his whole entire board other than Brook, but Brook doesn't really get value here unless he puts a Dawn underneath of it and he has cards on board. Or and I have cards on board, you know? So remove this, and then we'll remove the Law as well. To say there's no way he pitches 3/3Ks or 2Ks. Well, those only have 3 Dawn, so what is he gonna do? Okay. Sorry, Ace. I think you gotta go, buddy. Come on, swing at me for 6. You got this. Might as well take it. There's no reason not to. We're going to draw into it anyhow, right? Unfortunately, it was a Frankie. But considering it was a Frankie, it does have a counter power, so we should be fine here. Now the question is, if I drop the Sanji, does he guard the attack? Because we're going for the Brook. Or do I drop the Fire Fist on the Brook, then attack into it? But if I do that and then play the Nami, I don't have enough Dawn to play Nami, Fire Fist, and Sanji all in one turn. Let's see here. We'll risk it. We'll just attack into it. Why not? What do you want to do? If he guards it, that's fine. We'll get rid of it with Whitebeard. There you go, buddy. Good job. We'll go defensive here. Sweet. Take the chopper. Should be able to take this life, I think. Unless you're gonna... He has a whole hand here, so... Alright. I don't know why he's continuously taking these hits. I don't get it. Unless he's got a whole lot of nothing in hands. It's a possibility he does have a lot of Zoros here. We'll see. Go Shopper. What are you playing for free? Okay. I remember, though, we have the Marco and the Fire Fist to remove that, if need be. And I think we are going to protect our Sanji, regardless of what he does here. Nice. There's another Marco here. Let's Fire Fist it. Now we go for game. He's got to have a hand here. Okay. Can you do it again? Give me 3 cards. Alright, fair. Still 3 Dawn, boys and girls. This is why I can afford to do so many things here. He keeps wasting all of his Dawn on Chopper. Be it that we haven't really given him a lot of targets, nor have we seen cards that reduce my power. He doesn't have really a lot of options. Sure. Now what? You remove Nami? Seriously? Oh, Brook. No, that was Nami. That was Nami. Yeah, my bad. Shotsky. What was the point of that, though? I'm missing the point of that. I think if he would have just kept the Dawn up and then possibly saved the Shotsky, he might have had enough cards in hand to block out my attacks, but I could be wrong. Oh no, he didn't. Fair enough. But either way, that's game 2. We'll dive into one more. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Diving into our last game here, coming at you again with Whitebeard, playing against Sakazuki, a Kainu. Looking forward to this one. He is supposed to be the brand new boogeyman in OP05. Very, very strong leader. He allows you to, once per turn, discard 1 card from your hand and draw a card for free, which is really, really cool. We have a cycling effect that costs no Dawn. In any case, think here we're just going to pass turn after we play Chopper here. See what my opponent wants to do. That was a pretty good draw off the life here, the Frankie. It does give my opponent something to have to deal with in the early game. Because I do know that when you're playing against a Kainu, they don't really have a lot of bodies on board. It's generally a lot of low-cost units that reduce other cards. Until you get to the later stages and have to deal with the Borsalinos. Some run Mihawk as well, and I've seen some lists with the 10-drop Kaido that allows you to draw cards. But most of the time it's brand news, Rebecca's, like Hina's and stuff. So I'm not too threatened about it. Unless he does have a Meteor Volcano and a Hound Blaze. Would be unfortunate, but we'll see. Here's the first brand new. What are you getting, bud? Okay, so he does have a Hound Blaze here. Which, that card is actually really, really good. I'm going to block out of this one here. Throw down a Tama. I know mathematically that probably wasn't like the best call, but I'd rather have the Frankie here for this turn. To force him to either Hound Blaze the Frankie or the Chopper. Give me a card. Thank you. I'll take that. Another 2k counter in the Brook here. Unfortunately, Sanji might not get that much value. Unless my opponent does end up playing Rob Lucci. Other than that, Sanji's probably not going to get any rush effects off here. There goes the Hound Blaze. He removes the Chopper. It goes up to 8k power, which is rather ridiculous. Alright, so decides to play down another brand new, which I'm cool with. Got himself a Borsalino, and he looks like he dropped a 1,000 Worlds and Moncherie off of his leader effect. That's fine. 9k, we'll take this hit. That's a nice trigger right there. We get a Nami here as well. And a Brook off the draw.
Let's get an attack with Frankie first. Hopefully we can get more cards out of his hand. No, he decides to take it. Okay. Opponent thinking. Okay. Going for 7 here. We get that 2K. Or that 3K, sorry. Come on, buddy. You don't need it. Take his life on that one as well. We're at 5 Dawn here. I'd rather play the Nami. Okay, so Nami gets us more defensive cards in the Sanji, which should be pretty good here. We have the Luffy to close out the game. And I think it's better not to play him so early. I want to get this man down to at least 1 or 0 life before we drop the Luffy. That way he just can't remove it instantly if I were to play it now. You know what I mean? Plays down an Eruption. Frankie -2 cost, not really a big deal. The Hound Blaze on Frankie. Fair enough. Goes up to 8K again. He's got 4 Dawn left. So that means technically he can Dawn up brand new to swing at me for 6K by spending 3 Dawn. Which wouldn't be bad, but at the end of the day, he's already spent Dawn to remove my Frankie. He doesn't have very many options left. He's got a whole hand though. Opponent thinking. There we go. I'll just guard point this. I'll hold on to my Sanjis for later. Drops down Rebecca. It's actually a really, really good card in this deck. It's actually kind of a broken scenario with Lucci and Rebecca back to back. It's very strong. I tell you what, it's very, very good. So he plays the Rebecca. Rebecca gets Rob Lucci from the trash. Then Rebecca plays down a brand new, which brand new can search for 3 Navy cards. What are you gonna hit this time? Ooh, that's rough. What do you get here? Okay, so you trash Rob Lucci, Moncherie, and 1,000 Worlds. Alright. It's like our opponent's in a rough spot right now. She's got 0 power. We do have a Marco in hand. I think it's probably better to just play the Marco to pop this and then Dawn up the Nami to get rid of the brand new. I think that's probably what we want to do. And I could Fire Fist another brand new if need be because we have 2 life here. That will save me an attack from the following turn. Well, let's start doing this one first. Let's get rid of the brand new with the Nami here. And then we might want to go defensive, though. By defensive, I mean drop a chopper. So you can get rid of this real fast. Okay. We're going to attack here. Can I get a life? If I get this life, we can push for game next turn. Nice. Okay, that's it. Play this, pass turn, and we get another Luffy here, unfortunately. If it was anything else, that'd be great, but we only need the 1 Luffy for this matchup, I think. And I think if we play it early game, we can forfeit the match, if that makes sense. Because he has so much removal, you know what I mean? But now if we look at the state of the game, my opponent decides to take his turn because, you know, opponent's thinking. He goes off with 10 Dawn, right? So at the end of the day, we know he has Rob Lucci in hand, so I assume he's going to deploy the Rob Lucci to pop the Nami and the Chopper, okay? Lucci is, what, 4 Dawn, I think? If I remember, I think he's 4 Dawn. So that gives him 6 Dawn to play with. So that would mean he has to attach 3 Dawn to brand new, 3 Don in the brand new to get an attack in. He doesn't have that much Don to play with here. He only has 5. So he only can do 2 attacks here during his turn. Which definitely sucks, considering that he has to deal with a 9k from Marco, a 9k from Whitebeard potentially during my turn. And I have all the counter in the world right now to protect myself, so... Opponent thinking. So there goes a 3 Dawn. That's the first 6k. Drop down a 2k counter here, it'd be fine. And then he would attack with, yeah, makes sense. Goes to 7. He also does his leader effect, discards Ice Age to draw 1, that's fine. I think I would honestly rather guard point, but I don't know if that's worth it. Just take it. Just because we're going to take the card anyway at the end of our turn. And I think this is game, boys and girls. If I take this last life, we win. He's got, what, 7 cards in hand? Go 7 here. We need to have up 7 Dawn to drop the Luffy to go for an unblockable. Give me a 2k and a 1k counter, bud. Or the life. I'll take the life, though. Alright. Okay. We're gonna go 8 here. Yeah, quick math, right? Hold on. Okay. You have 3. There's no way he has 9k, right? Six, 7. All right. So he needs 9k to block this here, which I don't think he has. Even if he does, I think we still win on the following turn. What am I thinking? Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, hold on, let's do math real quick. Let's do math. On the following turn, if he decides to dump 3 cards with the brand new, right? He swings at me for 6. I have a 2k for one of them. Does a second brand new. I have 2k for that one. That's 6 Dawn he's used. He has 4 Dawn left. Rob Lucci hits me for 7k. I have a 2k for that. Right? So that's 6, 7. He has 3 Dawn left to put on his leader for 8. And then we have the Sanji, we have a guard point, and we have the bad manners. I think we're good, boys and girls. But either way, try the deck out. Let me know what it does for you. This has been Pawseplays. Remember, smash that like button, and I'll catch you guys in the very next One Piece video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.